Hello, my name is Don and welcome back to Football Manager on my channel. It's been such a long time since I got uploaded. I do apologise for that. Before I start going into this new series, everything on screen that you need to know is there. Small database size, England, France, Germany, Italy, Scotland and Spain loaded up. And we're with Blackburn Rovers, as you can see with the name of the game, and the Club Nation thing. So nonetheless, it's fine. The channel wise is we will basically have FM daily, that will remain, and Motorsport Manager and another game will rotate on a bi-daily basis. They will not have like set days. It will just be one day Motorsport Manager, one day the next game, which at present will be Transport Fever. I hope that everyone that supports this series might look at those games as well. I know some of you won't have any interest in that, and we're here for Football Manager content only. That is understandable. Again, going back to when I sort of stopped uploading, there was reasons for that, completely out of my control. We're back, we're going to be back sort of consistently now, which is why I didn't upload really previously, because I could not do it consistently. But again, thank you for all the support, particularly new subs. The subs have gone up almost, just maybe 20 or so off, have doubled, but still more than a 50% increase. I think the last time I was checking, which was about an hour ago, we were up to 77 subs, and when I stopped uploading I was about mid-40s, so very, very positive things. Thank you so much for the support, guys. If you look at the rest of my channel, I think the tutorial video I done on corners in particular had something like 5,000 views or something like that. It was over 5,000 anyway the last time I checked, and again that was in the hundreds when I went away. So again, thank you for the support on that, and the comments, the messages I've had has been phenomenal from you guys and from other FM YouTubers. I was planning a full channel rebrand at this point, not a rebrand as such, with just different images, different intro, different images are in. Thank you to Just Mike for that. I will link his YouTube down below. Absolutely sensational that he's work he's done with the graphics. That will be on the channel page for those of you that don't go to the channel to look at stuff. Have a little look at that. It's some quality stuff that he's done for me. The intro will change during this series quite quickly, I hope. I was going to do that before uploading today. I had a slight issue with the editor, so I had to delay that a little bit, and I kind of want to get this recorded to get it up and get going. So I've already changed my name to Don, well, nicknamed myself to Don. I just went with Don T. As you can see, I'm a bit polarised on what I've done, so I went for an attack-minded coach. Now that's kind of where I wanted to go. The other 20s I've got is the stuff that doesn't move and the stuff that's actually quite important. Adaptability I wasn't really that fussed for, because it's not going to be a journeyman, but I still thought, yeah, let's just go and stick it on. So why Blackburn? Now Blackburn, when I decided that I was ending the Rangers series, I kind of wanted to go for another team that had issues in them, or at least the fans and the owners don't get along. So I had a short list. The other option I had was a journeyman, but I looked at the amount of people doing journeymans and I just can't compete with a channel of my size with those guys. So I ruled out journeyman quite quickly. So I had a short list of the likes of Portsmouth, Blackpool, Leeds and Blackburn were sort of the four I'd highlighted that I knew had issues in the English leagues, which is where I wanted to go. Portsmouth and Leeds had, again, similar issues to the journeyman, so they were ruled out, which left Blackpool and Blackburn, and there was just sort of a bit less competition with Blackburn. AFC Wimbledon was another one, but JNO's got a series with them, so I decided against that. So you've seen my manager profile, you've seen the leagues loaded, you now know why we picked Blackburn. I've got sort of some idea of history of Blackburn, not a huge amount, so I've spent a little bit of time on Wiki, and got 3 Premiership titles here, 1 in '95 and the rest were in the 1910s, sort of war period time. 1 major trophy since the Second World War, 2 major trophies if you include the League Cup. So again, it's a team with some history. and I think their biggest bit of history that I noticed that was positive anyway was that they are one of only 3 teams that were a founding team of both the Football League and the Premiership, or Premier League if you want to call it that. So let's go and have a look at the club. So general were sort of all like that. Captains Jason Lowe, vice captains Craig Conway, key players Charlie Mulgrew, who I know fairly well being Scottish based. I'm a Rangers fan of course, but again it's difficult not to know who Charlie Mulgrew is. And a hot prospect is this kid here. He is 16 years old, probably actually maybe going to give him some game time this year depending on where the first team is. He's not ready yet, but 5-star potential, I'm not going to knock it. Decent determination, decent work rate for this level. Advanced playmaker, can play a couple of positions. General, so we have a local rivalry with Burnley and a competitive rivalry with Bolton, a local rivalry with Preston and Blackpool, and a historic rivalry with Manchester United. Excuse me. Favorite personnel, Paul Lambert in there for some reason, I'm not quite sure why. I'll maybe ask, I've got a friend who's a Blackburn fan, so maybe ask him. Paul Robinson in there obviously was a goalkeeper. Mark Hughes done very well as manager at Blackburn. Players that I recognise as well, Brad Fedora was here for years, Matt Jansen was here for a while, David Dunn, Tim Sherwood obviously now a manager, although it doesn't let me click him, so I'm not sure if that's an error or if he's not actually in the game. Tim Flowers obviously there, Colin Henry there as well, player I know quite well, being Scottish as well. Kenny Dalglish, Bob Crampton, Jack Walker, who was an owner of this Blackburn when they won the league in '95. So I believe sadly he passed away though, and then the Venky's bought it, and that's where the sort of issues that appealed to me. And another player I know fairly well, I'm going to try and pronounce his last name whenever I will, and Alan Shearer of course as well, another guy I sort of know. So again, positive stuff there. Decent amount of names. Previous of course. This is the thing that worries me. Loan debt 105 million. Now we'll go into that in a minute. Facilities, so we've got a 31,000 all-seater, very good quality, very good conditioning, perfect pitches, excellent training facilities, great youth facilities which I'm happy with. Youth level 1, I'm not actually sure what that means. We've got a stadium sponsorship as well, good junior coaching and an established youth recruitment. Affiliated clubs, we've got Accrington and Fleetwood, both in League 2 of course. So debts, where is debts again? Here somewhere, I know it is. Finances, there we go. So debts, so this is how the debts work up. So 88.9 million of it is only repayable upon the Venky's selling up. So hopefully we can get to a profitable stage before then, maybe back into the Premiership would be ideal, before we have to repay this 88 million, because otherwise we are in trouble. Bank loan, which will end in 2 years, taking about 50k a week, and a missed debt, which it doesn't really say, which is 4.5 million, which will be paid by the end of this season, or for about 381k per week. So we're taking out about 400k per week. We've also got a transfer debt of 1.6 million. Can we see that somewhere? I remember we can. Clauses, there we go. So in Phil Jones, we've got a sell-on clause. We can choose to trigger that for 5.1 million. How much is it? 25%. So 5 million, we would need to go for 20 million. Is Phil Jones going to go for 20 million? Possibly. Is there any interest? Tottenham. Okay, so we're not going to trigger that right now, because we're going to watch that. Because if Tottenham buy him, that would be very interesting. And out. We have an agreement to buy Aaron Dora back for 500k. He currently plays for Inverness Cali. I will scout him. I don't think he'll be good enough, but again, it's just a curiosity thing more than anything. The fact that that deal is there. I will be looking north of the border for most of our talent, because as you can see from our finances, we've got no transfer budget. We're already over our wage budget, so not ideal. I will be looking to sell players and try and free up something. 10% of transfer revenue. God damn it. This is going to be a fun season, guys. It really is going to be. Not going to be fun. projection leaves us about 7 million in the red, so we're losing about 17 million a year right now. Of course, that will shred down once that 300k is paid back. That's just by February as well. Oh no, that's by February 18. No, I'm misreading it. Okay, right, never mind. Ignore it, guys. So, it's all good to an extent. Let's get into the meetings. I'm going to go and do these. You've seen all the stuff. I will be back for the first scheduled game, which will be Norwich at Ewood Park on the 6th of August. So I'm going to go away, do everything I need to do, and I'll be back for that game, guys. So just before we sort of get into anything, I just noticed our team report came up. So decided let's show you. Ignore the rest of the news, we'll go through that eventually, but as you can see, sort of, there's protecting us in a 4-4-2. There will be a huge difference to our actual starting 11, including our hot prospect, Rankin Costello, is in the predicted lineup, so that's interesting. Not likely that he's going to get a move, a game there. Tactic wise, we're not going to be playing 4-4-2, we're going to be playing the 4-2-3-1 that we played in the Rangers save. Now, I did consider going with a much more direct style, but I don't think we have the players for it just now. But I may, in the longer term, go with like a 3-5-2, more direct style, but we'll see the kind of players that we can attract. Nonetheless, I was just sort of showing you the team report, so you can see it. As you see, Wes Brown's already out. He went on a free transfer. The reason for that is I really don't like this guy. He was in as a player coach, so I sort of abused the fact that I could mutually terminate him because he was a coach, and they would accept that. Predicted finish, is that here? 20th. Many teams go down. So predicted to just avoid relegation according to the prediction. Hopefully we can do a bit better than that. Otherwise we're in for a very long season. This will be a rebuilding process, of course, at Blackburn, but hopefully we can get something going. And we're finally here. It's the game against Norwich. There's been so much that's gone on. Staff-wise, I'll actually just go through transfer history first. We've brought 2 players in. Liam Henderson I pretty much begged the board to bring in. Plays a couple of positions. We had no player to play the attacking midfield role, so that's where I think Liam's going to play. But as you see, 5-star potential. 20-year-old Scot. 321 caps. Fantastic buy, I think. Already worth 1.3. Sorry, we bought him for 1.1. I think there's a couple of add-ons in amongst that as well. We also brought in Ajay Kwetongo from Morton for 250k. I think that's with a selling fee as well. 40%. They wanted a loan back deal. I wasn't wanting to do that, so he's here. I've not brought him in as a striker though. I have brought him in to play shadow striker as a cam. Now he will need retraining into that position, but I'm actually quite happy with that nonetheless. Wes Brown's obviously out, we mentioned that previously. Dara Leenan, I didn't really want to sell, but Aston Villa kept coming with offers, eventually coming with this non-negotiable one. I went away, had a little think about it, and decided, right, do you know what, he's probably our 4th or 5th choice centre back, let's just take the money. Hope Akban is away to Rangers for 875k. Lewis Travis out on loan. Lewis Hardcastle away for 110k. He was never going to get in the first team. And our hot prospect Rankin Costello goes out on loan as well. Now again, I didn't really want to actually loan him. I actually wanted to give him first team football, but they came in, they promised first team football. They're paying a little bit per month, 3k per month, whether he plays or doesn't play, and all his wages. And I thought, you know what? It's only 1 division down, if I remember correctly. I have. So I thought, why not? Just let him go out, get some first team football. I did want to bring in one other player, but the deal wasn't going to be done. I'm trying to get other players to sell so I could fund the rest of the deal. It was like I was maybe 50k short, and I just couldn't attract an offer for any of the guys I wanted to sell, which is a shame. Staff wise, we have a lot going on here, so as you see, there's a lot going out, mostly scouts. There's a couple of guys that have sort of went out elsewhere. A physio went out, he was just not good enough, to be honest. 2 fitness coaches go out because we needed a goalkeeping coach, and to do that we had to get rid of other people. So as you see, a lot out and a lot in. Tommy Johnson, the chief scout, was sort of a misclick. I accidentally got in this George Rooney guy, but when I looked at their stats when it came to the crunch, he was a better option. And Billy Barr was our youth team manager. Actually a fairly good one. Sadly we couldn't keep a hold on me. Wanted to go to Bournemouth. Fair enough to him, good luck to him. So he brought in John Holt to replace him. What's his history? Previous under 18s manager at Dundee, player manager of Montrose, Devonvale in Northern Ireland, Forfar, and an assistant manager at Morton. So a bit of history to John Holt, so hopefully he can go in and do well. Squad wise, we've promoted some of the young lads. I can't remember exactly who I all promoted. Scott Wharton was one of them, I know that. I see him being a key player for us going forward as a ball playing centre back. Connor Mahoney might have been one of them. Willem Tomlinson I think was one of them. I can't remember exactly who they all were. Promoted a lot of guys to the under 23s from the youth setup. Frank Jones, have I actually got him a contract? I have. That's good. Again, another guy I see being an absolute stalwart for us in the future, so I'm looking forward to this guy coming through, as well as this lad here, Jack Evans. Again, have I got him a contract? I have. Just want to make sure on all that. This guy in particular I see as a big potential future for him. I'm going to actually train him as a central defender and defend. I've got ball winning midfielders in abundance, unfortunately. So team wise, I'm actually going to play Rara over Steele because he's younger with more potential. I think Steele is actually slightly better now, but Rara is the future in my opinion. Right back, we're going to go with Niam. I think I'm going Stello. Oh, good then. My game's sort of lagging a bit here, guys. I'm trying to get this to go right. Charlie Mulgrew, have you got preferred side? I imagine left. No. Okay. Charlie Mulgrew can go in there. Familiarity of the tactics not really going up, unfortunately. I've not created any other tactics to try and get this up. Other centre backs will be Gordon Greer. Just wanted to have a look at the assistant report there. Left back is I think it's going to be Stephen Henry. It might be Derek Williams, so let's have a look. I actually like you, and you're in severe decline. So we're going to go with the guy that's ours, which is Derek Williams. Defensive midfielder. And actually, do you know what? Let's just go and have a look at team report because I just want to have a quick look at this. CMR. Right, let's have a look by roles. So Jason Lowe will play the ball winning midfielder role, and Danny Guthrie, can you play more advanced? Hope you can. Yes, you can. I actually tried to sell Danny Guthrie and failed, so it's going to be. Who did I say was going to play that more holding role? It was Lowe. Where is it? Jason Lowe. He is our club captain as well, and Danny Guthrie further forward. Henderson in the holding role. I can't actually remember who. I had all this set out in my head, so it was just easy just to go, and I have messed this up. So, Imes, were you left or right? You were left, I think. Yeah, because I said Bennett on the right. That's right. So, Bennett's injured for God knows how long, 3 to 6 weeks, so that's not good. We'll go with Willem Tomlinson. I'm retraining him as a winger in the right, so let's give him some game time, get him used to it. Imes can go on the left, Danny Graham up top, pick without restrictions, and picked positions only. As you see, injuries are shredding through our squad already. All these injuries were here before I came in, by the way, so it's a bit of a shame. The other right back that I looked at is Henley. It must be. Is Niam one of the guys I promoted then? I think he might be actually. And I actually really like the look of this guy if he can get the more attacking side of his game improved. the crossing and the dribbling, so I'm actually going to just focus on that. But as you can see, his determination's work rate and his physicals are sensational. 18 years old, a Nambian. Hopefully he can come in and do a job. And Jai Kwatongo, I'm looking to get a game at some point for Henderson, maybe drop Henderson back for Guthrie, although we'll see. Match fitness going to be a bit of an issue. Jai Kwatongo needs a squad number, we're going to give him 18. Excuse the pop there, that's just my bottle just gassing up for my bottle of juice. I'm not sure why, I just literally picked up to have a quick swallow and yeah, just went pop. So teams are warming up, please wait, could take about 10 minutes guys. Obviously there's not much I can do here. This is against one of the better teams in the league, so hopefully we can just get a good result. Like for like, almost there, sort of midfield sort of reverse to ours. Players that I like in this team is Bassong and Naismith. I actually really like Naismith as a player. Wes Houlihan as well is an okay player, and Tetty is okay. Michael McGovern's a half decent keeper. But I think what we need to do is focus on avoiding relegation while developing players. So it's a home game, so let's give it for the fans, and I believe you have what it takes. Try and get some green arrows, and hopefully from that we can go okay. I'm just going to make sure my match settings are correct. They are. We'll skip the intro because it's been quite a long episode already, and we kick off. And it's nice to actually see us passing fairly well already. And Tomlinson, who is learning a new position, young lad as well, of course. Fairly extended highlight this. I'm a bit worried now that Norwich have the ball in our attacking third. Howson just absolutely making a meal. I think it was Danny Guthrie. And a good save from Rhea from the Stephen Naismith shot. Highlight over. Can breathe. I've not got a set piece taker taken, but it's Charlie Mulgrew, who's decent in real life. I don't actually know his stats on game. But that was pretty tame from Charlie Mulgrew. Good interception from Lowe, Greer and Mulgrew linking up at the back there. Maybe I need to swap them round, because if I remember rightly from a Rangers save, Greer prefers to be on the right, which I should have checked before, but he's been done. He stepped up, but Rhea makes another good save 9 minutes in, and a corner kick for Norwich. I need to go and adjust all my set pieces a little bit just to suit this team. Good header away, Tomlinson, Danny Graham. He's got men in abundance on the right hand side, but what are you doing, Danny? What are you doing? Just literally just kicks it to Michael McGovern. He had men over and decided to ignore them all to shoot from the halfway line when the goalkeeper is perfectly on his line. Right up with the goal kick 15 minutes in, or 14 minutes in rather, but nonetheless, headed on, only as far as Charlie Mulgrew. Good ball over for Tomlinson. He's kept it in. Really good first touch. He's struggling. He needs support. That's a good ball in. Fails. And it's Imes. And Marvin Imes gets the first goal for us. I freed up some of the wage budget as well. That's another thing I need to talk about, because Marvin Imes is actually the guy that sort of reminds me of that, because the wage budget was freed up by terminating loans of high earning players. Wes Houlihan on the edge of the box, good strike, blocked, crossed in, and Rhea catches. Rhea's having a good game so far. Can breathe, and he throws it out to Niam. Williams. Imes. That's got to be a free kick, ref. Oliveira goes past Gordon Greer, who's having a bit of a nightmare. Good save from Rhea, but he should be holding that. Eventually it's clear though. Only as far as Stephen Whittaker. Low heads back forward, and it's away. Wes Hoolahan with the free kick in a dangerous area. Over it goes. Can breathe. Norwich have had a lot of chances, but we're winning 1-0 at present. Murphy. Wes Hoolahan. Low away. Tomlinson has had a decent start to this game. The young man learning a new position. It's not really that big of an adjustment. He is naturally a right midfielder. Liam Henderson. Tomlinson again, he loses out though. Charlie Mulgrew's always going to lose that race, but he's got in a good position to defend it, and he doesn't. But thankfully Oliveira's shot is absolutely woeful. Howson. Naismith. Hoolahan. Howson. Oh, it's a poor clearance. And Tete. So nervous here, guys, because I know how important a start to the season can be. And we're playing one of the better teams in the league. That's got to be offside. It should have been a penalty if it wasn't offside. It was neither. Officials having a bit of a nightmare nonetheless. Tomlinson. Oh, he's away from his man. He's done another man in. He's going to pass it into Liam Henderson. That's a good ball into Danny Graham. Oh, side netting. Did make an offer for a striker as well. I had a sort of approach for a striker. My shortlist is actually quite large right now of players that aren't interested in joining. All from the Scottish leagues. Mainly based up from young players. Oh, feel that's disappointing as Wes Hoolahan scores. Feel that should have been cleared, but Norwich do deserve a goal in this game. Charlie Mulgrew. Another awful clearance here from us. It's been a really poor sort of defensive performance, and Howson and now and Rhea saves the tame effort. Not really sure what to say to them here. Look at Craig Conway's on our bench here, by the way. Just look at that. 32% conditioning, 35% match fitness. Not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. Just going to go for the we can still win today and I have faith sort of comments. Or there's a lot to come from you. Just try and lift them up just a little bit. Try to sell players as well. Anthony Stokes is a player who I'm desperate to try to sell. I really don't like Anthony Stokes in real life. I don't like him on FM either. I'd much rather sell him, bring in a young lad to replace him and develop him for where we are right now. Charlie Mulgrew with the free kick. It's a decent area, it's a decent effort, and it's in. McGovern gets a hand to it. Gets a hand to it. But Charlie Mulgrew puts us back in the lead early in this second half. And 2 debut goals from 2 signings I didn't make. Tete forward to Oliveira, who's given us an absolute nightmare. Mulgrew away, it's deflected off about 3 guys, but Danny Graham reacts brilliantly to it. Imes. Greer. Williams. Greer. Flicked forward, Basong heads away. Low back forward, Danny Graham's going to pick that up. Does well, finds Liam Henderson. And the former Celtic man's doing okay here, but he needs support and he's not finding it. Mulgrew heads back forward to Guthrie. Howson takes it off him. It's a good ball, it's actually in behind, it's Stephen Naismith. Man flagged up at the beginning, he's hit the post and nobody reacts to it apart from Williams. Nelson Oliveira was offside anyway. I'm going to make a sub here. Ugh. Okay, maybe I'm not. Because I don't really like the look of our bench for the positions that I have fitness issues and we have no midfielders on the bench whatsoever. The joys of injuries, guys. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Low off for Quatongo, put Guthrie there. Move Quatongo up to there as a shadow striker, try and learn him the position just a little bit. We'll bring on Liam Feeney in a bit as well at right wing. Tomlinson's had a decent game, 6.4 rating. I think it's a bit harsh from what we've seen in the highlights. But again, we're only seeing the highlights. Oh, that's a brilliant ball. It's in behind Greer, and it's Nelson Oliveira. Great save again from Rea. Rea has been absolutely phenomenal in this game. Cannot fault the man. Wes Houlihan's corner. Naismith gets in front of his man, but heads over the bar. Injury for the other team, Norwich. The other team. Don't know why I'm saying the other team. It is obviously Norwich. I'm going to bring on Anthony Stokes. In fact, no, I'm actually going to bring on Sam Gallagher for Danny Graham. I think Sam Gallagher will be a better option here. Hopefully, he can come on, do okay. Danny Graham's not had the best of games. I don't know how much of that's down to service. And we're going to bring on Liam Feeney as well for William Tomlinson, who's had a good game in my opinion. He got a 6.4 rating, which I think is harsh. Niam with the long throw in. Whitaker clears. Imes. Guthrie. Quitongo. It's cleared. Wes Houlihan and acres of space. And we're starting to get some blue and white jerseys back. Oliveira. It's out to McQueen on the left. Niam, a good clearance away. Close only as far as Feeney, but his pass is only as far as close. Is it closer maybe? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below please guys. Quitongo, no, can't do anything against Tetty. Big man, mountain of a holding midfielder, Alex Tetty. One that I actually really quite highly rate in real life for this kind of level. Jacob Murphy is offside, no risk there. Give it another couple of minutes and then I think I might go a bit more defensive. In fact, that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to go with Imes and Feeney here. In fact, where can Feeney all play? Because Imes clearly can't play here. AMR. Poppy. Go with Quitongo as a defensive forward. We're going to go counter attacking, deeper, much higher tempo. Not look for overlap, not work with the ball forward, not retain possession, pump the ball into the box, much more direct passing. So we're going 4-4-2 here. It's pretty much stick to positions, be more disciplined, and less closing down. So we're going sort of a standard 4-4-2. Counter attacking. Oh, Guthrie, good ball clear. Can't find Sam Gallagher though. Tete from range. No risk again. 87 minutes gone. Can we hold on for our first win in with Blackburn? McGovern launches forward. Mulgrew heads forward. Can't find Quitongo. Feels like Norwich are winning every major ball and we are extremely lucky to be in this game. Good save. Falls to Naismith. Comes back in. Mulgrew away. Feeney clears. Gallagher. It's over the top for Wijai Quitongo. Don't even know how big he is. He's just flicked it across, just trying to find a man, but nobody in the box. Imes can't find anyone. Should have really looked at these player roles, by the way, for the guys that I moved. Mulgrew with the corner. A bit of time wasting. I like it, Charlie. And it goes away by Howson. Not really sure how to pronounce his name. It looks like Wild Schlup, but he's ran the length of the park and Rea makes a good save and pans it out for a Norwich corner. Ugh, nervy stuff. Naismith. Oh, Rea's missed it. Big mistake from Rea, but he's not made many mistakes this game. I think we can let him off. Wild Schlup. McQueen. Howson. Closer. Kind of just hoping this is one of these very long and gated full times. Quitongo. Gallagher. He's got Quitongo ahead of him again, but he decides to go to Niam. It's over the top for Liam Feeney. Can't quite get there. Close it. Clears out for a Blackburn throw and a bit more time to waste. He's going to go for a big throw though. We've got 3 or 4 guys in there. If he can find them, but he's just going to go throw it straight to a Norwich player. But Gallagher comes in, gets the ball, but tripped up, and Wildschlut is in. Houlihan, Naismith, a good tackle. Danny Guthrie launches clear. Kwatongo, actually extremely nervous right now. I'm hoping this is just like a 20-minute full-time highlight that's completely pointless. Good ball into Imes, who scored the opening goal of this game. Can't find any pass into the box. Houlihan, his ball forward is blocked. Falls for Bennett. Whittaker. Full time. We've won. Get in. Great start to the season, guys. Absolutely delighted with this. 2-1 victory over Norwich, who are one of the better teams in the league in my opinion. Says we're fortunate. I agree. Charlie Mulgrew free kick coming out to pay absolute dividends. What is his free kick taking? 16, so slightly worse than Tavernier was at Rangers, but nonetheless still good enough. Mulgrew getting a goal in his debut, first game back since departing Wolves. Kwatongo, Niam, Henderson, Williams, Tomlinson also made their debut, so I'm happy with that. We deserve something from the match. Charlie's capable of it. I'm happy they've settled so quickly. It's great to see him back. Solid debut. Wasn't his best performance. Absolutely, I don't want to rush him. We're trying to learn him a new position as well, of course. Costello makes a debut in his loan spell. I'm going to praise Mulgrew's performance, and he's happy with that. He's the kind of player that I sort of want to build this team around for the first couple of years, by the way. I don't really like these older players, but Charlie Mulgrew is a player who I rate a lot in real life and on the game. So I will sort of build my team sort of around, my defence around him in the early days. I don't think he's actually the tallest, which is maybe 6'4", but surprised at that. Nonetheless, this will be the end of episode 1, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.